Where you been?
I'm right here.
Well, we just got done with a 10-mile run warming up for football camp. Hey, welcome to Victory Football Camp, day 5. Man, has this week gone fast. Let's review the 4 days. See if I can do it, all right? First day was what? First day was how God loved us so much he sent his son for us to die on the cross. 2, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in that fire because they refused to pray to the king. They prayed to God who took care of them, and they walked out of that fire. 3, day 3, Esther and King Xerxes. And she told the truth about her family. And he loved her so much, he took care of them. Day 4, Joseph. Joseph had some really bad days, but he stayed the course. And when push came to shove, when his brothers showed up, they didn't recognize him, and he was in the place to take care of them, he forgave them for everything that started out their life. His life all the way down to where he was in charge. God blessed him for obeying. All right? Today, we're going to start out today by waking up the whole neighborhood because we are going to go, I love football. All right? I love football. 1, 2, 3. I love football! Well, we have someone over there sitting in the stands, and she's not paying attention to us at all. So obviously we didn't yell it loud enough. So we got to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. I love football! Yep, she saw us that time. She heard us. Okay. What we're going to do today, okay, we're going to do a few agilities right now. We did a little bit of those yesterday. We've got 3 different ones. Again, I want you to do all of these every single day. You want to be the top athlete, you got to be in the best shape you can be, all right? First one, let's do the plank. All right, we're going to do a harder plank this time, okay? Go. And we're just going to hold it. We're going to ask them to hold it for 30 seconds. Right now you're at 10. All right, see the straight back, the straight arms. He looks like he could hold it for 5 or 6 minutes. We're at 20. How you doing, Caleb?
Great.
He's doing great. All right, 30, good. Okay. All right, next one. We're going to do kicking the kicks. We're doing kicks. All right, go ahead and do it sideways. All right, getting that leg straight. You want to kick your hand. Keeping that leg straight. Kick your hand. These are stretches that are good. You want to stretch, but these are great agilities to do after you're stretched out. Okay? All right, and then the third one is
sweeps.
Sweeps. All right, we're doing sweeps. We want to get down, stretch that hamstring. All right. Changing it up a little bit today. All right, going back. Beautiful. And this is not done to be fast. You do it slow, all right? Slow and methodical, getting everything out of that. Okay, getting everything out of that. Okay, we're gonna make this a 20-yard dash today instead of 30 so we can stay in the camera. But we're gonna start from a stand-up position, all right? From a stand-up position, I want 1 foot forward. I don't want my feet wide. I want my other foot back 6 inches apart, all right? I'm gonna bend my knees. I want my weight on my front foot. And when I start, I want to go forward right away. I don't want to back up. I want to go forward. So on set, go, I can drive right away from that first start. Okay? Caleb, are you ready?
Yep.
On your mark. Set, go! 20-yard dash, 3.3 seconds. Now, why do we want to do that? Because speed matters. There's a phrase, speed kills, because when I go fast, I am beating the guy that I'm running against. I am running past him as a receiver. I'm running through him as a running back. Speed matters. Okay, that's our skill for the day. Do 5 of those. All right, so you're doing your standing long jump, you're doing your sit-ups, you're doing your push-ups, and now you're doing your 30-yard dash. Okay, our skill for the day. We're just going to review all 4 things that I went through Monday through Thursday. All right, the first one was catching the ball. All right, the football is everything. All right, Coach Lombardi always started his very first practice. This is a football. Protect it. Whoever has the ball has the chance of scoring. Right? Protect the ball. All right, so we just did throwing. All right, and you were going behind your back. You were clapping behind your back. All right, do it twice. Beautiful. All right, where were his eyes? His eyes were always on the ball. Wherever that ball is. If I'm a defensive lineman, I always tell my guys, look through your blocker and find the ball. All right, that's how you get to the tackle. All right, second day was about receiving. All right, the triangle. All right at him above the chest and the head is your fingers. Okay. And then on the side, you got your pinkies. All right, catch that ball. All right, and then the final thing is you're tucking that, once you catch it, you're keeping your eyes on that ball, tucking it all the way in. All right, catch it, tuck it in. Secure that ball before you start running. Okay. So today, day 5, I want to challenge you with this. I want to challenge you with a testimony, my testimony. And I've had actually 3 brushes with where I came very close to death. And once as a little kid, I was 4 years old, we lived in Florida, and I had a little boat on a string with a battery, and we had a canal in the backyard. And I'm holding onto the string, and all of a sudden the boat got away from me and I let go. And as a 4-year-old, I wanted my boat. It was going into the canal, so I started walking into the water. And if my dad had not been there with me and grabbed the back of my shirt to pull me back, I'm sure I would have drowned. I don't remember that, but that was a story that my dad told me many times. I'm glad he was there with me. My dad was with me. The second story is I was really showing off one time, and showing off's not always good. And I was out in the Fox River and I was water skiing, and there was a dock away from the shore. It was a floating dock where a ski team would ski on. And I'm coming back from skiing, and I was on a ski that didn't have a rudder on the bottom, and the rudder is a steering wheel, so it helps you turn. So I whipped across. I'm coming close to the dock. I'm whipping across the wake of the boat, and I'm coming to the dock, and I just wanted to turn really quick and spray everybody. And I didn't. When I tried to turn, I had no steering wheel, no rudder. And so I literally hit the dock, smashed my lower leg, broke my ribs, and fortunately, I came up out of the water not realizing that I was really, really badly hurt. It could have been a lot worse. My conclusion on that day, as I sat in the hospital, was God wasn't done with me yet. The third one was more recently. A year and a half ago, I woke up beet red. Now the backstory is I had had a knee replacement that went bad after 6 years, and I got an infection. And so I had to go in, I had to have that taken out. I had to go 10 weeks without a knee, imagine that, and then they put it back in. Well, in that 10-week period, they were giving me all kinds of medicine to kill whatever the infection was. And the infection was really wreaking havoc inside my body. And so I woke up on a Saturday morning and I was beet red. They call it red man syndrome. And so I get rushed to the hospital. This is the second time I had gone in. And I laid there for 3 days. I was out of it. I just slept. I've never lost my appetite because I'm always hungry. Football player, I love to eat. And I didn't eat for 3 days. And I didn't really drink. I just had that IV in my arm. But they were pumping medicine into me, trying to figure out what is going on. And I had a really severe allergic reaction to this medicine. And I had a doctor come in on day 4 as I started to come out of it that said, you were really, really close to going to heaven, to being done on this earth. And during that 10-week time, I had a lot of opportunity, sort of like we have now when so many people are at home because they're not at work yet, to read the Bible. And I came across a story that I'd read many times, and you've probably heard it many times too, that just hit me in a different way. And that is this. Jesus is in a boat with his disciples, and they're crossing the Sea of Galilee, and all of a sudden this huge storm, and the waves and the wind were roaring, and the boat was taking in water. And here, Jesus is sleeping in the back of the boat on a cushion. He's just sleeping. He's peaceful. Nothing's bothering him. And the disciples are they're freaking out. They're going crazy because they think they're going to die with the winds and the waves. There's no control. It's like they didn't have a rudder, like I didn't have a rudder on my ski. They were scared. And so they rush up to Jesus, who was sleeping peacefully, and says, "Jesus, wake up. Why aren't you caring about us? We're going to die." Jesus stands up and he says, "Peace, be still." He doesn't address the disciples right away. He goes, "Peace, be still." And the first thing that hit me was, number one, Jesus is sleeping on this cushion. He's the creator of everything we have. Everything. So he's not really concerned. He's sleeping. It's actually a test of the faith of these 12 disciples in the boat with him. Are they going to freak out like they did, or are they going to trust that because the Creator is in the boat, he's going to take care of them, whether he's sleeping or not? And two, he stands up right away and he says, "Peace, be still." And you know what? Immediately, the winds and the waves stop. It didn't gradually calm down. It stopped immediately. All of a sudden, from waves, it went like glass, the water. All of a sudden, the winds, no hair was blowing. And the disciples look at him and go, "Who is this guy?" Jesus says, "Why don't you have any faith in me? You have been with me for 3 years now, almost 3 years. What don't you understand?" And they walk away going, "Wow, who is this guy that the winds and the waves, which he created way back at the beginning of time, they still understand and know his voice?" How powerful is that? That hit me that time, that day, in those 10 weeks. That's my testimony. Today, our lesson for football is I really want to talk about just safety, all right? Obviously, you need good equipment, all right? You obviously want good shoes, because whether you're in turf or in your grass, two different kinds of shoes to be able to run in. But also, at this level, you know, at Victory Camp, we wear helmets. And there's a reason for that. Because of the contact, you're going to bump heads. But what I really want to stress is some of the things you don't do, or you need to do better. Number one, you never lead with your head, all right? When you tackle, you never put your head down. You always, if you're going to tackle correctly, you have to look at the guy you're tackling. So your face and your eyes have to be up. That's what you should be. But you should be hitting with your right shoulder or your left shoulder or your full chest, but never lead with your head. You just remember this. You have to see the running back. You have to see the receiver. So you got to keep your face up, never with the ball at the top of your head. All right? Bad injuries can happen with that. All right? Again, I'm going to go back to leverage. All right? Because if I try to tackle standing straight up, or if I try to block standing straight up, I'm the one that's going to get punished and moved all over the place, and I could hurt my back. I could hurt my back if I'm down here. Okay? I want to tackle with my shoulders. So I want to come and the ball carrier is usually carrying the ball. Think of the expression, bite the ball. All right, he's carrying the ball here. I want to put my helmet where that ball is, because you're going to tackle properly, but you also could knock that ball out. All right, I want to bite the ball and bring my arms around and grab and lift them up and drop them. That's a tackle. Drive through them. Your leverage matters in that. Okay? Well, we're going to wrap this up on day 5, and usually all you guys are sitting right here in front of me, and all the parents are behind, and I'm going over all the stories one more time and asking you guys questions so the parents know that you are listening. So I want you to tell your parents about the stories. First, though, thank you, Caleb. Air pump, boom, bump. All right. I could not have done this without Caleb and his exercises and agilities. He's done a great job for us. So I just want to wrap up this last story that I shared my testimony with yesterday, and what is the right thing in this? And said something in that story, and that is God wasn't done with me yet. Those are two times. When I was 4 years old, I didn't quite understand that, but the last two times, when I was in the hospital, I realized, man, I really came close to potentially dying, but God didn't see it that way. He still had stuff for me to do. He wasn't done with me yet. And I want you to know, even now, take advantage of this time to be able to do something right. So God's put a few things in front of me. And how do I do it right? I do it right by obeying what he's put in front of me, to give it everything I've got to push the message of the Bible and of Jesus and how much he loves you forward. So I'm going to ask you this. I want you today, in the next couple of days, to tell someone else about Jesus. And I'm going to ask you this too. If you have not asked Jesus into your heart, I'm going to ask that you find someone that knows Jesus and talk to him about it. Why Jesus matters to him. I had a t-shirt this year on a trip I went on, and my theme this year was Jesus changes everything. You know what? Jesus changes lives. And Jesus loves you. And if you haven't understood yet by my repeating, but Jesus loved you so much, he was willing to die on the cross for you. To be the bridge from who we are and not being great, we make mistakes, to God forgives those mistakes. And by believing in Jesus, you will see him in heaven. So I would love to pray that prayer with you, and then we're going to close out. All right? Heavenly Father, I love these boys. I miss these boys. This is really different doing this on camera. But I'm very, very appreciative that these boys watch, listen, and I ask that you give them the energy and the ability to go out and practice. And love the game of football. Love competition in whatever they do. And to do it well. And to work hard at it. Lord Jesus, I pray that they yearn, if they have not asked you into their heart, that they yearn to know more about you, that they will understand how much you love them. Like mom and dad love them, that they need to have you in their heart. And by having you in their heart, they will learn to do right. They will learn to do well to others, to love others, because Jesus loved us first. Jesus, in your name we pray. Amen. Oh, yeah. One more time. One more time. 1, 2, 3. I love football!